Well, if that ain't the darndest rootin' tootin' howdy doody, sure shootin' bucking Bronco of a send-off, I guess I ain't from Texas. I had to do that accent at least one more time. So, as the author of Ecclesiastes wisely notes, a season is set for everything, a time for every experience under heaven. A time for being born, and a time for dying, a time for planting, and a time for uprooting the planted, a time for weeping, and a time for laughing, a time for wailing, and a time for dancing, a time for seeking, and a time for losing, a time for keeping, and a time for discarding. Some things. But I'll leave you a lot of books. A time for silence and a time for speaking, and there's also a time for retiring. That wasn't in Ecclesiastes, I added that part. Tonight I have just two things I really wanted to say. The first is thank you all. Thank you to Rabbi Strauss, Rabbi Rosen, Cantor Goldman, Rabbi Fort, Kathleen, Micah Kessler, all the presidents who gave so much of their time to Beth Yeshurun during their term of office. Thank you to the wonderful, amazing, dedicated executive staff and support staff, including my assistant, Lisa Unzel. Thank you to all of you here tonight and those people watching live stream while I'm sitting here in front. And thank you to the entire congregation. When Diane and I first came to Houston, we expected to stay only a few years. But we fell in love with this congregation, its leaders and members, and we have felt privileged to be part of your lives and to have your support and love for our family. And of course, I want to thank my life partner, Diane, for putting up with me all these years. And supporting me in this journey, as well as giving so much of herself to Beth Yeshurun. And to my son Daniel, who had to put up with his father being busy all the time. The second thing I wanted to say is I'm retiring, but I'm not leaving. Diane and I will still be here at Beth Yeshurun, which is our spiritual home. Beth Yeshurun is a central pillar of the Houston Jewish community, and we have been proud to be part of it for 27 years. In the Jewish world, we often say, as Rabbi Siegel did, may you go mechoel lechoel, may you go from strength to strength. This phrase actually comes from Psalm 84, verse 7. Let me quote a few of the preceding verses in that psalm to give some context for this evening. Ma yedidot mishkanotecha Adonai tzavaot, how lovely are your dwelling places, Adonai of heavenly forces. Ashrei yoshvei beitecha od yalalucha sela. Happy are those who dwell in your house. They forever praise you. Yelchu mechoel lechoel. They go from strength to strength. What this psalm is telling us tonight is this. We come together at Beth Yeshurun because it is our Mikdash Ma'at, our mini temple, if you will. It is a place that we come to feel more acutely God's presence in our lives. As it is written on the walls over here, build me a sanctuary that I may dwell among them. Happy are we who come here to pray together, to study together, and to do acts of kindness for each other and for the general community. Through our prayers, our learning, and our deeds of kindness, may we go mechoel lechoel, from strength to strength. Shabbat shalom.